From my perspective, I look at what we've seen over the last couple months, and I see the biggest miscalculation made by a major leader on the global stage since the Soviet Union has collapsed. Do you agree with that? Do you think that that is true in terms of Putin's decision to invade Ukraine? And to the extent that you do, why do you think he made that mistake?
I do believe he miscalculated. But his miscalculation cannot be easily explained simply because of a poor intelligence or basically poor performance of the Russian troops on the ground. In my view, miscalculation goes very much deeper to the way how sees the world after the end of the Cold War and what is happening there. And here there are three things that in my view works very much to explain why he did what he did. One is he never took the end of the Soviet Union as a natural result of the end of the communism. For him, the fact that communism was over was not a bad news, but he could not understand how it is possible that nuclear power can lose his sovereignty and basically lose its state. So from this point of view, restoring historic Russia was something that was always for him the most important thing to happen. To do this, he totally mistook and misunderstood the nature of the Russian state and the Soviet Union before. So when he said that the Russians and Ukrainians are the same people, he believed it. And this was a major miscalculation. Secondly, and in my view, this is also important for him, he really believes that the West in such a deep crisis that the West is impossible to react, that the West was going to tolerate. Nevertheless, that it is not going to like what he did. But this is the problem of time. He created a system which is so much around him. It's so much a personalized regime that he wants to fix all the problems that Russia is facing in his lifetime. He mistrusts the world, but also he mistrusts his successors. This is why the idea that the time is not on his side, in my view, very much defined the fact that he wanted to do it now.
Do you think he understands how badly it is going for him? And also, do you think he understands how the permanence of the damage that's been done in terms of Russia's relationship with the West, which did hold a lot of importance for Putin and for Russia over the past 30 years?
Listen, he understands certain things, and obviously he's angry, and obviously he's very unhappy with what is happening on the ground. But according to him, and this is now for more than a decade, he believes that he's in a war with the West. So for him, the breaking with the West is not the news. In his own understanding of the world, the West is trying to weaken Russia. The West is trying to weaken him. The West is about regime change, nevertheless, of what it is saying. Secondly, he does not believe that he's so isolated in the world in the way we believe he is. And to be honest, in a certain way, he has his own arguments for this. And thirdly, while he's very unhappy what is happening on the ground, he still believes that he can turn it. He still believes that what happened in the first 1 month was just bad luck. That with a better performance on the ground, with a stronger military offensive, and this is what we're seeing in Donbass. And in Donbass, we're going to see Russian army performing better than it is performing in the last months. He believes that this is going to change the dynamics. He has not lost the hope that at the end of the day, the game can turn better for him. And this is why he's looking around and he sees, okay, the West was unified, true, but for how long? I'm sure that the elections in France with no less interest than President Macron or Madame Le Pen.
I'm sure you're right, Ivan. I'm sure
He's
you're right.
also looking at what is happening in the United States and saying, okay, Biden is fighting me. He did things that I didn't expect him to do. I never expected that Americans are going to sanction Russian currency reserves. But what about his approval rating? So from his point of view, he's in the beginning of a war, not at the end of it.